Hi, my name is John Volpe. Today we're going to be building a kids table that folds out and converts into a mini table tennis for kids. The door is set up on 4 sawhorses, so we've got the straight edge set up. What I've done is I've scored a line at 36¼ inches. That gives us a 1/4 inch extra space there for the final cut, which is going to be at 36 inches. Set the depth of cut on the circular saw. The key is running the blade as straight as possible against the edge, so you're going to be putting a little bit of pressure to make sure that it hugs the guide block. As you can see, we got a nice clean cut. The tape seems to have worked, and let's look at the actual top of the door, which in this case is unfinished. We've got a beautiful clean cut. We're going to clean up the inside of the door, which has that honeycomb cardboard support system inside. Pretty easy, and in fact all you need to do is with your thumb just press down and it just kind of tears away. Take a nice sharp chisel and actually just pare away some of the residual glue from the cardboard so we get a nice clean fit. To fit nice and snugly into the door, and it's a nice perfect fit, we're just going to mark where we need to cross-cut it so that it fits inside the entire hollow. We're going to put some glue on here and then insert it and clamp it up. So we're ready to insert this. Get it in there. Fits pretty good. You start at the ends first, make sure everything's going well. And then every couple of inches I like to put some clamps in. Again, it ensures that there's no bowing in the middle. And the next step here is to put the edge banding on. I'm using some hard maple. It's a 1/4 inch thick, and I cut it a little bit longer than the actual door. We'll cut that down to size after it's glued up. And I've also cut it a little bit wider than I need, and we'll use a router with a flush trim bit that'll right against the edge of the door, and it'll trim this real nice and flush to the door, and it'll look real nice. So what I like to do when I get towards the end of the door in terms of flush trimming the edge banding is I like to make the corner and like to go around the corner just halfway. On the opposite side, I will take the router, and as I'm running it along the door, I'll make another sweep across the edge, and we'll get the full side flush to the bottom of the door. The next phase is to glue up the leg stock. I want to make sure that I get as little squeeze out of glue on the inside of this leg as possible. First of all, I'm going to lay some glue on this strip, and then you go to the opposite end, clamp that in place. And what we're going to do is we've got our 2 pieces. One is cut at about 22½ inches, the other one's just left long. What we're going to do is glue these 2 pieces together like that, and that'll make one leg for us. And then again, just lay out your clamps, and periodically you just want to go back and make sure everything is still in alignment. This is just a cutoff. It's a nice straight piece of cut-off maple that I use, and I run it on the inside of where the glue is, and I try to hug the edge where the glue is and just push out any squeeze out that there might be in there. The next step is to fit the leg extension into the center of the leg. We went back and forth to the table saw and just trimmed off little slivers until I had an absolutely nice fit where the leg extension goes all the way through the leg. The first hole that we're going to drill is through the leg and through the center of the center leg. I've chucked a drill bit and marked it so that we don't go all the way through the leg. It bottoms out where the tape starts. We leave the tapers uncut at this stage so that we have a nice flat register on the leg stock so that we can get a nice straight cut when we go to make our biscuit cuts. We'll use the 1/4 inch spacers. Since the stretcher is going to be a 1/4 inch inset from the edge of the leg, these spacers will come in real handy. When we go to make the slots into the H stretcher, we don't need the spacers. We'll just use the tabletop as our guide. So we're making tapers on 4 sides of 6 legs, so that's 24 taper cuts. Square it off, take my pencil, draw my line, and then what I like to do is I like to connect the dots on the bottom side. I've already made a taper cut on this. So as a reference guide to make sure that I have enough material on the bottom of the leg so that I don't go overboard and cut in too deeply. We need the support for the bottom of the legs, of course. So we're ready to get started on making those cuts. We've gone ahead and made a series of curve cuts with the regular handsaw here, all the way, not quite to the completion line. Basically used our chisel here to trim off as much of the waste stock as possible. We'll leave some of that to the hand planer and start making a series of passes and get down to this line. Once we get the majority of it trimmed off, it's going to be nice smooth cuts. So we're getting really close to the line here. I'm just going to make a couple more passes with a smooth, a nice little low block plane here, and we've got the pins inserted, and we're just doing a dry fit to make sure everything fits properly. We're going to put some glue in to the biscuit slots on both ends of the stretcher and the leg, and then clamp it up. The final step today is we're going to be gluing on the guide blocks. So we've taken 1 inch by 3/4 inch piece of maple, glued on another 2-inch guiding strip. This will get glued and screwed down on both sides. It will hug the inner table so that the sub table can slide very nicely in and out. And we'll also take this pre-countersunk and screwed stop block for the sub table and glue that in place to the sub table so that when it slides out, it catches on the stretcher and it stops the sub table from drawing all the way out. And when we slide out the table, we should have a nice smooth action. Well, and that's all it takes. We've just demonstrated how to build a mini kids table that folds out into a kids table tennis. So I hope you enjoyed the series. Thanks for watching.